Alice in Wonderland entrance in Deep Cave, Carter Valley, Texas.
I don't know if you're like me, but watching this video makes my anxiety go through the roof. When I was at university, I went caving with the Caving Society, and I was up in Yorkshire, and there is a lot of caving sites, potholing, places where you can go underground. We had all the equipment, we were with special guides, and it was all very safe. And we got to a place in the tour underground which was called the Cheese Press. Now this was a narrow gap between two rocks, and it went forwards for about 6-7 meters. And the idea was that you were meant to slide through the cheese press. So I got into the cheese press with my helmet, but because the helmet was quite large, I had to put my head at an angle, and I started to wriggle my body through the cheese press. And about halfway through, I suddenly felt this oppressive rock pushing down into my body. I suddenly realized that I was deep, deep beneath the earth, sandwiched between the very core of the earth. And if anything was to happen, well, there wasn't any way I was getting out. And I started to panic. So what happened was I took shallow breaths. I started to breathe more. I couldn't control my breathing, and the people at either end of the cheese press recognized that I was starting to panic, and so they started talking to me and saying, "Lucy, calm down, breathe slowly." And I knew that the more that I breathed, the more that my breath increased, the more my lungs would hold the air, the more my chest would grow, and the more I would get stuck. And I got stuck. And I was really seriously panicking, and I thought, this is it, my life is over, I'm going to be stuck down here forever, sandwiched between two rocks that I have chosen to crawl through. And then somehow my fight or flight, which I was fully within, managed to calm. I managed to tell myself that unless I got my breathing under control, I would be stuck here and that no one was going to be able to rescue me. So I slowed my breathing down, and very slowly I made eye contact with the person in front of me at the other end of the cheese press, who had his hand reached out towards me. And I slowly managed to wiggle my way through the rock, all the time looking at the guy in front of me with his hand outstretched, making eye contact and trying not to think about the tons and tons of rock that was above me and beneath me. And eventually I got out. And I can tell you that I never ever went caving or potholing again. I did go caving in large open spaces in New Zealand and went into some incredible cave systems. But after that experience, I never ever went into small confined spaces again because, oh my gosh, it was terrifying.